All right, team. Lock in, because we're about to go full send. We're not just here to grind ranked games. We're here to level up in every way. Esports isn't just about winning matches. It's about unlocking achievements in teamwork, leadership, and resilience. Whether you're the shot caller, the clutch carry, or the steady support, every role here matters. Think of this as a guild, our squad, our raid party. When one of us levels up, we all gain XP. When we face a tough boss fight, whether it's another team or just a rough day, we adapt, we strategize, and we go again. Yeah. Because like any great speed run, the only way to hit the world record is through practice, patience, and never rage quitting on ourselves. We've got skills that go beyond the game. The way we communicate here, that's leadership IRL. The way we read the meta and pivot mid-match, that's problem solving in any arena. And yeah, sometimes we'll take an L, but every respawn is a chance to come back stronger. We're building more than just a win streak. We're building a community, a safe lobby where everyone belongs no matter their rank, role, or main. This is about leaving a legacy so that future players step into a scene where we made better. So squad, let's load out, lock in, and queue up. It's time to drop from the battle bus, push mid, contest the point, and secure the dub. Because in this game, we don't wait for victory. We grind it, we earn it, and we GG it. Final round, final stand, leave it all on the rift. Let's close it out. Go Vandals.
Program. Not as familiar as Garrett, who we had on, I believe, last week, our Rocket League coach, who also works with the university. So, you know, it was a good opportunity to show a different area that we have covered, right? But
yeah,
we've had Blaine on the show already.
Awesome. He's a little bit of a gamer.
I have heard, yes.
He's not bad. He does a little Minecraft, maybe.
Something about maybe a little bit of Mario Kart
Fortnite,
too.
maybe.
Fortnite, yes. I've heard about his Fortnite involvement.
Yep.
Pro Fortnite gamer.
There you go.
I think it's super awesome.
Yeah.
Now, today, I have quite a couple things to talk about.
Okay, let's do
it.
it.
As per usual, but most of this is going to be about you. At this point, I'm going to hand the talking stick over to you. I'm going to let you more formally introduce yourself. Talk about what you do here at the university and
Love to.
Yeah, anything else that you want to share?
I love that. Okay. Well, do you want me to tell you or do you want me to talk to the camera? Which would you like me to do?
Whatever is more comfortable for you.
Sounds good. Well, I will talk to you because that sounds it feels really normal, right? So I'm the Associate Dean of Students, and the Dean of Students office is located over in the Idaho Student Union building for those that are here on campus. And we do a lot of stuff to just help students in a variety of things, right? So we work a lot with our Vandal Care program, and that is people can do a referral to get people help when they're struggling with anything. They could be struggling academically, they could be struggling with mental health, they could be struggling with food insecurity, housing insecurity, relationships, like anything that students have going on that are getting in the way of being academically successful. We help people build connections, which is great as well. We love to get people to get connected into esports and to other things that they can build this sense of belonging in their people, like helping people find people, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of what we do. We also find sometimes that students need a little extra money. And so we do have the Pittman Emergency Fund for students to tap into when they are finding that they need something. You know, they ran into a barrier financially. And we also have the ability for students to come in and just grab some food. You know, we have a lot of different snacks. We've got, you know, Easy Mac, we've got ramen, we've got protein shakes, we've got a lot of things that people can grab and go, I need a little something. I need to eat something as we come in. So that's a little bit about what the Dean of Students Office does.
Well, it's very cool.
Thank you.
It's also it's very awesome to be able to talk to people who are very like student forward, like faculty that we have on campus.
Yeah.
And that's very much you. I feel like that's very much a lot of what you've done. Do a lot of what you've been doing throughout a lot of your career in higher education.
Absolutely.
You are originally from the Midwest.
I am.
I believe you got your master's at Western Illinois, and I forgot where you did your undergrad.
University of Wisconsin La Crosse.
Ah. See,
I
there we
did,
go.
yeah.
Talking about Wisconsin again, as I mentioned.
Yes.
And you spent a lot of time in the greater St. Paul area, which
did.
makes sense because there's not too much outside of St. Paul / Minneapolis, right?
Yeah. Love that area.
Yes, I would imagine it's a very boisterous area. I have some friends in Minnesota as well. Yeah. A lot of things going on, at least in that specific part of the state. Maybe not so much outside of that, but I like Minnesota as a concept in the same way I like Idaho as a concept because you know you have your couple big cities, and then the rest of it is just like people live there and do things there.
Yes.
That you would never know about unless you had stopped to actually think about it.
Exactly.
But I did mention your collegiate origins because you got your master's in college student personnel.
Correct.
Which is very similar to, I think, like a lot of people that we've talked to on the podcast or on the interview so far, who have gotten master's degrees in higher education or like administration or some form of that, at least in the higher education space. Yep. So the question that I bring to you on top of that is what made you realize that that was a career field that you actually wanted to go? Like, how did you know that higher education was a field that you wanted to be in?
That's such a good question. So I did my undergrad at University of Wisconsin La Crosse. And when I'm going to take it back even a little bit further. So when I was in high school, I was kind of that typical high school leader, right? Like I was president of the honor society. I had very good grades, like top 10 in my class. Like everything came pretty easy. I was a theater kid. I was a choir kid. Wow. I was a swimmer. So, I mean, I was involved in the different things and thought I had it all figured out, right? And then when I went to college, I decided I was going to do pre-physical therapy. And I took biology with a bio lab, and I took chemistry in a chem lab, and then a couple of other things. So I had 2 lab sciences. And I thought, I got this. By the time I was at like midterms, I was failing chemistry after having been a all A, honors kid. Like I didn't fail anything, right? And when I finished my first semester, chemistry was the hardest earned D I ever got.
Yeah, I hear that for a lot of chem students, even that we have here.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard. And I'm like, okay, well, this might not be my path. If I can't do like the main chemistry, this one might not be my path. So it was the first time that I really struggled. It was the first time that I had to figure out how to learn and get really comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that that's the journey, even though mine was many, many, many years ago. I think that's something that's a very similar story for a lot of students. They have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and figuring out, what are their strengths? How can they capitalize on who they are and figure out what they need to do differently to move forward? And I think that is something I want to help students with. So I learned pretty early on in college that first I changed my major. I became a political science major, way better fit for me. I became a resident advisor in the residence halls. Great fit for me, and I helped a lot of students. And then when I finished and graduated with a political science degree, worked for a congressman for a while, did some different things, and then when was the last time I felt like I was really doing something important, feeling like I was really happy with my career and what, anything. And I'm like, it was college. I loved being in college. So it took me about 5 years to go back and get my master's degree. So I took a bit of a pause and came back to it.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back. So the rest of my journey has all been helping college students.
So was it more of a situation of like, oh, I like being in college, I like the studying, like that's what I hear, like from my mom in particular. She loved college, went back for multiple higher education degrees and stuff like that. Or was it more so of the, like, I maybe this is what I was picking up from you specifically. It was like, I like being able to contribute to the student experience. I like being able to help students better their education, better their lives, et cetera, et cetera. I
think it's both. I love the environment of college. I love the ebbs and flows of, you kind of start the excitement of starting off, the nervousness of midterms, the, getting ready to enroll or kind of picking up and register for classes again. I love all the ebbs and flows, the break in the middle, and then you start off spring semester again. So I really have gotten used to the ebbs and flows of it. But it also is about everybody has a unique journey and everybody's going to do it their own way. And I love the ability to help students find their way and that everybody gets to do it their own way in college. Everybody's experience here or at any institution is going to look different than the people around them. And so you may be really connected, like all of the guys or the people in esports, they could be very connected with each other, but everybody's journey is just a little bit different. But this is what kind of brings them together and holds them.
It's just like the space that they're in, the community.
Exactly, the community. And everybody holds each other's experiences and their unique experiences as their own and accepts that. So I really, that's what I love about college, is just that constant journey and figuring out who you are in relation to everyone else. And I just love watching students figure that out and help them figure it out for themselves.
I like that answer a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Well, now I guess it leads us into what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have this great story about how you learned to love working in higher education, how you figured out, it's like, this is kind of it. Like it's your dream spot, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And now you've been at the University of Idaho, I think you said since 2017.
I have.
Which I'm blanking on how many years that is.
That's
think
fast math. You can do it.
6 years.
7 years.
7 years. 8 years.
8 years.
Okay. I was thinking my first answer was going to be like 9, and I was like, no,
right?
that feels like too much.
Nobody's asking us to do fast math on here.
No. Typically not. This is not the math show.
No. Nope.
But I bring that up because obviously you are very used to the Minnesota area. You grew up in that area. You worked in that area for a while, and then you decided to come to Idaho. And I feel like I've talked to a lot of people who are not like from Moscow or have some vague experience or connection with the Palouse, who decide to come work here and actually stay here for a while. What was that like for you? What encouraged you to come out to Moscow and then stay?
For sure. That's a great question too. So my brother was working at the university at the time that I came out. So I had a lot of familiarity coming and visiting him and his wife and his kids. So I would come and visit a lot. And then in 2016, my mom and my stepdad retired here. And they decided, we want to be full-time grandparents. We want to do the whole thing. And then that left me with my extended family in Minnesota. And we're a very close family. And I'm like, I would rather be close to my family. It was already familiar here. And I said, if the right opportunity comes up, I'll move out here. And so the biggest transition was probably going from Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is a larger metropolitan area, couple million. Yeah, a couple million people, right? Where everybody's in their cars for a very long time. And I mean, from California to and then coming here and going, oh my gosh, it takes me this is how
5 minutes to get anywhere.
And it was like, I didn't even a whole song didn't even play and I'm already at my destination. So, I mean, everything's really fast and easy and it just slowed me down. And so it really helps me just experience life a little slower and really be present, much more present, because I'm not worried about, all right, well, I got to get home and it's going to take me maybe 45 minutes to get home. And do I go this way or should I go this way because it's going to be traffic? Like you're always planning the next step when you're in a much bigger community, right? and I just slowed way down, and I have not looked back, and it's just a really nice pace. I love the diversity here in terms of ideas and the people who are present and around, and so there's a lot that I like about living here.
That's super awesome.
Yeah.
Would you say that's like probably the main part of what you tell students when they're thinking about coming here, or what is your like elevator pitch to students who are thinking about coming to the university that are maybe a little on edge?
Yep.
Maybe as I was coming from the much bigger area that I'm from,
Right.
all the way to small town Idaho.
For me, it was about what I tell students is, for me, it's the perfect size. You're not going to get lost here. If you need help, people are going to notice that you're struggling. In your classes, they're going to notice you're not a number at this size of an institution. I was at the University of Minnesota, 50,000 student, right, in an urban area, and so you were as connected within the university as you wanted to be. Here, you are part of. I mean, if you're in Moscow, you're probably part of the university, right? And you're going to be really present, and you can really focus here, and the rest of the community is here to support that, right? And so that's what I really like about it, is that if you need something, you're not going to get lost. You're not a number, and you're gonna get that. You're gonna have those relationships and really feel connected if you want to, and you're not going to have to try very hard.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
That was definitely something I struggled with when I first came here, about deciding. Again, I was like, kind of was telling you earlier, is like I didn't really know what my goals were socially, or like how involved I would really wanted to be. I wasn't like a big like school spirit guy or anything, right? So I was like, I don't know. It's like, am I going to go to games? Like, am I going to hang out in common spaces in public? And I feel like what happens to a lot of people here at the University of Idaho is like they stumble into their footing. Right.
Yes.
And whether if it's intentional, whether if it's unintentional, like I saw the flyer for the esports program like on the ground the day after Palooza Fest. Right.
Yeah.
But it was probably meant to be thrown away along with like some other spare flyers or something. And I was like, you know what? I'll just go. I'll see what's going on. And I think that was one of the best decisions I could have ever made. I feel like a lot of other people who have come across this space or come across their own spaces on campus have been a very similar situation. It's something that they stumbled and they absolutely love, and have really found their people here. So I definitely agree with that.
That's
I think
great.
is a very good argument to present.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you find the flyer, or did the flyer find you?
Yeah. Maybe it was fate.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Cari, thank you so much for joining me for this interview. It was absolutely lovely to learn about you.
I love you too.
No, all graces to you, roses and flowers and the
Everything.
like. No, you were absolutely wonderful guest.
Thank you.
I absolutely love having you on. Did you enjoy the couch? Was the couch
Love the
comfortable?
couch. Anybody should come and do this. This is so great.
I truly agree. Mostly for the couch. I think
Mostly for the
everybody
couch.
gets to experience the couch.
The couch
That's the best
first,
part.
conversation second.
Exactly. For now, that's going to be it from me. That's going to be it from the caster corner, or the analyst corner, for the night. I'm going to be sending things over to the caster booth. Shadow Figure and Styx, I believe, is who is going to be your casters for tonight, who are going to get you started on tonight's Rainbow Six action versus Concordia University of Wisconsin. You don't want to miss it, but you are going to miss us. This is Kaz and Cari from the analyst corner signing out. Bees up.
Bye.